Welcome, guys, to Followers of the Force podcast. I am back, one of your hosts, David, along with Rachel.
Hello.
Meg is back,
Oh, yes, I'm also back.
and and Jason is back as
Hello.
well. We're all back. We're all back. We're all here having a good time. Uh, so obviously things have happened in the world of Star Wars that we
Couple
haven't
things.
talked about yet. Just a couple things, nothing big, Nothing that brought like some of the most iconic music of the prequels back. Nothing that brought back one of the most iconic actors in Star Wars. Nothing that brought back another animated character into live action. Nothing. What could I possibly be
love the
talking about?
fact That they just dropped this. They drop some pictures, and then they casually drop an entire trailer. And I think Disney social media just likes to drop things and
Yes.
walk away, and then come back an hour later to see what they've caused.
I do not understand why they did that. Like, why would you not drop the photos, get people excited, wait a week, and then drop? Why would you do it all the same day? Why?
I don't know. I don't know who. I'm sure they have a marketing professional that has taken more marketing classes than I have. But like all of the marketing classes that I've taken, I don't know. But I ain't mad about it because I got the trailer.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I would-
fine, but I just
Yeah,
don't get it.
I kind of thought the same thing, but I mean, because Entertainment Weekly has they've been breaking all of this stuff, all of these articles and stuff. They have this Zoom interview they keep piecing out with Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feels like that they initially were going to say, okay, our preview is going to be Entertainment Weekly, and then like the next day they're like, nah, let's put out the trailer. So like if I was Entertainment Weekly, I'd be upset. I was like, I thought we had like an exclusive
Right.
thing, and apparently no.
I feel like Entertainment
Yeah.
Weekly though, because that's their last physical issue, so they're
Yeah.
not it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, again, I like Rachel. I'm not mad because the trailer. I love the trailer. So,
Right.
but I do get the. Yeah, I think if I was the editor at Entertainment Weekly, I'd been like, oh, thanks for pulling the rug out from underneath us. But
Well, I guess like my thing with it, like this is just how I felt. We got all those photos and these like exclusive things, and then it felt like the trailer kind of just confirmed everything that we just learned like hours before. And like it's fine, the trailer is fantastic, but like again, just like why would you not spread it out a little bit? Like we have a lot of time between now and
yeah.
it's a little
May
over
25th.
2 months. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing that I didn't look at any of the pictures.
Oh.
I didn't even know that was out. So I just saw the trailer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Some people
God.
aren't on Twitter 24/7.
Like
Right? What is that like?
the only thing I saw was the cover of the magazine. I was like, oh, okay, so they're doing a Kenobi thing, whatever. And then I saw an hour later, somebody's like, or Emily was the one who posted in the Discord chat, Kenobi trailer, and I'm like, what?
yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to post it. But I wanted to ask you guys. It's a little weird looking at it from the perspective of Celebration, because Celebration starts like 6 days before Kenobi. So, because I thought, for whatever reason, I thought Celebration was in April, and I was waiting for them to, have the official trailer at Celebration. But obviously, they're probably not going to do that. Like, I'm sure maybe Ewan will be at Celebration, and they'll have like a panel for it, like a week before. They may even
I
screen
can't imagine they're
the
not
first
gonna have it.
episode or something.
Yeah.
I think the first episode. When is Star Wars Celebration? I think it's
Actually-
I think it's the 19th to 22nd, if I'm
26th.
not mistaken.
26th to 29th. I just looked.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's right.
Literally,
Which-
Kenobi premieres the day before
Kenobi
Celebration
premieres the day.
starts.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, it
get
doesn't make
why
sense.
They picked that date. I get that it's that anniversary, but
I still. I don't
It's
get
a
it.
weird scheduling thing. I don't
Well,
get it.
I guess like part of me is like Celebration was supposed to be in August and they moved it, but like also they wouldn't have had the Kenobi premiere date set that far in advance because that was last year.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they do things the way they do.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Meg, you need to be in charge so that when these
No,
things happen, we can ask you
no.
questions.
Don't ever put me in charge of anything ever again.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the trailer in
Yeah,
general.
let's get into the trailer because I'm
music.
still super jazzed about the trailer. I
Mhm.
thought it was a great trailer. I was like, I don't, and this sounds bad, but I don't think I've been this excited about a Star Wars trailer since The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my god.
Which I didn't know what the movie was at the time, but I was super jazzed about the trailer. I also saw it at Celebration, the first one, so that
Yeah.
I may have also
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
done that. I mean, also, but like I'm like super excited for the show. Like May 25th can't come quick enough.
I am not going to lie. The line "Hope survives" has been living rent free in my head since this trailer dropped.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
You know, next to my last brain cell that's screaming "Kenobi!" Yeah, that brain cell.
There's a lot of stuff in it I didn't think we'd see.
Mhm.
I didn't think we'd see Luke,
No.
and we did, and it was awesome.
So cute.
You know, just like, and it's weird to see Luke without kind of a care in the world.
Yeah.
He's just up there
It's like
living his best
Anakin.
life.
In a way.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's really, I mean, we know so much about Luke, but like, we don't, there's not a lot of when he was, you know, didn't have the burden of being the guy that has to take down the Empire.
Right.
You know, it's only like the first 5 minutes of A New Hope, and then the rest is, you know, oh, by the way, you got this thing you got to do.
How did you guys feel about the way the Grand Inquisitor looks? Because that's been a topic of conversation, and I'm just like, it's just animation to live action.
Mhm.
I don't care.
I kind of feel the same way. I'm like,
The guy dies anyway.
yeah.
I'm just
Look, I
like-
mean, look at the way Dooku looked in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That's not how he looks in live action. Like, does it really matter?
It doesn't matter to me. And
Yeah,
I don't know why people get
No.
so bent out of shape about it.
Like the actor, you know, if they think it's the same alien species or whatever as somebody in the early prequels.
Yeah.
But the difference is that character kind of just hung out versus
He just had to walk, say something, and walk back.
yeah, and I mean,
That's
and
it.
if the person's going to be in motion, you know, sometimes special effects makeup doesn't do so hot in motion.
Especially
And-
something that, you know,
Mhm.
Well, I
And
think
you
it's
keep-
also, it's the same criticism of Cad Bane. And it's like, you know, instead of being happy you got a live action Cad Bane, it's
Right.
people complaining that he doesn't look enough like the cartoon.
Right.
I mean, these are also the same. I mean, I don't know if they are the same people, but there's people that complained that Ahsoka's head tails were not long enough when she was in live
Yeah.
action. I mean, you're getting
Which-
these characters that have only existed in animation for the last,
Yeah.
some of them 10 years. You're finally getting them in live action, and instead of being like, oh, cool, it's like, oh, he's not blue enough. Oh, her tails
Yeah.
aren't long enough.
Yep.
Oh, his head's not long enough. It's like, come on. Like,
if those are the only
Yeah.
complaints you have, I mean, kind of like just
I did like some of the pushback on Twitter. It was like there was people that had like it was a picture of Vader from Rebels and then a picture of Vader from A New Hope, and it was like, he doesn't look the same. He doesn't look like he does in animation. And I'm like, and it make a valid point. Dooku, I mean, Dooku looks nothing. I mean, it's a stylized.
Exactly.
yeah.
It's a stylized version of these characters. I mean,
Mhm.
Ewan McGregor doesn't look like Obi-Wan looks like in Clone Wars.
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
Hayden Christensen doesn't look like in Revenge of the Sith, doesn't look like Anakin in Clone Wars. So I don't
I
know.
think people just have this thing of, oh, I saw this character here first. This is how they're supposed to look. Instead of the transit. But I don't even buy that argument either. It just doesn't make sense.
I just also people are so quick to dismiss the animated shows,
Hmm.
Right.
and then they want everything to look exactly like the animated shows.
Yeah, I mean,
People
Everything should look-
Right.
clearly, everything should look exactly like Rebels because Rebels was fantastic. But I also realized that real life is a thing.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
if that actor, I don't know if you guys ever watched Homeland.
Yes.
But the actor that's playing the Grand Inquisitor, I think, I don't have the cast list in front of me, but he was on Homeland. He was, and I can't remember who he was on Homeland. I probably should have looked at something before I made this
Oh, I'm
comment.
sorry. Were we supposed to prepare for this show?
No, what I'm saying is he's a very good actor, and so really that's kind of all that matters at the end of the day.
Right.
Is is he a good actor? I mean, he's not even. I mean, they're not even doing like a. I mean, they might probably be doing a little bit of motion capture, but it's not like Cad Bane where it was just like this completely CGI character. You know, I mean, this is it's a guy in a suit with makeup and everything. I thought he looked great. I really like this. I really like when he was spinning.
I just hope they don't fly.
Yeah, that was the first.
I don't want them to fly.
Oh, it's so cool! He's spinning the light. Oh, I hope
But it would make so many people mad if they did.
Yeah, 100%.
But that makes people happy if they did.
Because
Like,
I need people to get angry.
it's such a thing. I mean, I think it's dumb, but there are people that think it's cool that you can.
I
use
love it.
Two lightsabers.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it because if I had a lightsaber, I'd be doing really stupid shit with it.
The one thing I did notice, and I wonder if it's the only, and it's not even a criticism, it's just curiosity. Why doesn't he have the yellow eyes yet? Could it just be not there yet in terms of,
Sithiness?
Yeah.
Oh, the Grand
Basically.
Inquisitor?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I wasn't even looking.
Yeah. Somebody made an edit and put the eyes in. I was like, oh, now that looks like.
Well, maybe that's what they need is to put the yellow eyes in. I mean,
But it would make sense if he's just not at that point yet. I don't know how you don't get to that point that quick, but I don't know. It's make believe. I don't
well, what
too
the
much of an
fifth
issue out of
brother?
it.
I mean, doesn't look. I mean, he looked. I mean, he doesn't look. He probably more like the guy from Rebels, but
Yeah.
they're not twins or anything. So, and I didn't really have a problem with that. And I don't know.
I did see that a lot of people were, fussy that they didn't get Jason Isaacs, which, I mean, it would have been cool if he was. I mean, he's in Star Wars because he's in Rebels, and it would be kind of cool if he was in live action Star Wars. But also, that is a big name actor to try and bring into a series like this to, maybe not do that much.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, but I kind of don't feel like that's. I don't know, especially after the Ahsoka casting. Like, I don't really feel like that's absolutely necessary. To get the voice actor to play the person in live action. I mean, they did it with Katie Sackhoff and Bo-Katan, and it worked great. But it also, I mean, I guess you could make Jason Isaacs up to look like the Grand Inquisitor, but
I just love a good Jason Isaacs villain. But
yeah, I mean, between Harry Potter and there's a live action Peter Pan where he's
let me
Captain
tell
Hook.
you about that Peter Pan, because that Peter Pan was the one that was during when I was in middle and high school. So when all of my friends were discovering boys, the kid that played Peter was a favorite in my social circle. And then we all grew up and we're all like, wait a second, Jason Isaacs was right there.
Oh, God.
It's definitely sexier than Dustin Hoffman as Hook. So
Oh, that's my hook. Is Dustin
is that your
Hoffman.
hook? Is Dustin
Oh,
Hoffman?
100%. And Robin
He's
Williams
good.
is
He's good.
Peter
He's
Pan.
a good hook.
Oh,
Speaking of characters with only one hand. We didn't see Vader in the trailer, which I was kind of okay with.
Okay, so my cousin, who is a freak for Anakin, swears that towards the end of the trailer she heard Vader breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Then she went back and swears she can't hear it, but she's like 7 other people on Reddit also heard it. I think it's my headphones, but I swear to God it's there. And I'm like, I did not hear it, but I was not listening for
It's
it.
their headphones. He's
I thought
definitely
I did.
breathing at the end of it.
I just thought it was really funny because she was like, I heard it. Wait, I didn't hear it. Did I hear it?
This
And
is
I-
like
Is it
the
also
whole,
because if it's where I think it is, it's where the kind of the Kenobi thing blows away, so it's kind of like Vader's breathing is blowing away the Kenobi logo or whatever.
Oh,
so,
that's actually a good little detail.
yeah. So
it was just so I just was laughing my butt off at her because she was like, I was getting 7 texts an hour about this for a while.
Meg, since we haven't talked to you in a while, off topic, but has to be discussed because you're here. What did you think of the darksaber usage in the Book of Boba Fett?
So good. So good. I just
The
love.
man who stabs himself with his own
Yeah.
lightsaber.
Oh, Din, just someone needs to help this man. No, it's they're slowly building out the lore of the Darksaber like piece by piece,
Uh-huh.
and I just am here for it. Just give it all to me slowly. I'm good.
So
Yeah.
is it being heavy, for lack of a better term, a new thing, or is that
No.
something that
Those
no,
are
it's
Rebels.
not? Okay.
Yeah, it was like a Rebels thing.
Oh, it's from Rebels. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have to like connect with it, and then it's easier to use. So like he wasn't connecting with it, so that's why he couldn't lift it because
Right.
he's got some issues, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because Sabine was having issues with it
Yeah.
initially,
Yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
she finally got it to
I
work.
feel
Okay.
like he's having some issues is the entire plot of The Mandalorian.
That is
Exactly.
that is true.
Exactly.
Also, let me just say, if the armor ends up with the darksaber, totally fine with it.
Oh.
Badass with that darksaber.
I mean, she might. We'll see how that goes.
We shall see.
Well, it'd be interesting, just because Grogu kind of turned away his quote unquote people, and then if at the end of this, Din turns away,
Mhm.
Mandalore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time the armor appears on screen, I remember that I'm really, really gay. So, just saying. Every single time. I'm like,
Oh my god.
What else was I... we'll just go into the next topic, still with Kenobi, but apparently original scripts had Maul in it. And I'm glad
boy.
they scrapped that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because would not have made sense.
Yeah, and like I have nothing against Maul, but I think we've had enough. I think we're good.
Yeah.
okay, when Hannah doesn't think that it needs more Maul story's good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if they don't, to have him in it, you would have to retcon Rebels, and if you weren't going to retcon Rebels, then it would be okay. So they see each other, then they fight, and then Kenobi disappears for 8 years until
It's only
Maul
like
shows up on Tatooine, and by the way, what they did in Rebels is he had the way I remember it is not only did Maul not know where he was, he didn't know he was alive. Like he looks at that holocron and he's like all excited because he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he
Exactly.
can kill him. It had nothing sort of to do with so
Right.
so yeah. I'm glad. The other reason they said that that it was also going to be because one of the things I read was that Filoni rewrote or not suggested the rewrite because the original script was going to be a little bit more like The Mandalorian. So I guess it's going to be maybe Luke and Obi-Wan like on an adventure in the desert or something. Which I mean, that's what I'm extrapolating from it.
I don't like the this is my fear with these shows so far. It's like if it's going to be about Kenobi, let it be about Kenobi and don't rely on other people that either are already going to influence the story at a later point and it doesn't make sense for them to be here right now. Unlike with the Inquisitors, it makes sense. They're hunting Jedi.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's a Jedi. But if you just like the whole rumor of, which I guess it's Tatooine, whatever, but that shot of the silhouette, which I still think is Obi-Wan, with the blaster in the hallway, everybody's like, oh, Han Solo's going to be in this show. And it's like, I don't need Han
We've
in this
seen
show.
Han Solo about this time. He's being a dumbass elsewhere.
Yeah, he's
Right.
Yeah, I saw
Need
that
to
too,
see
but I also thought that it was the same blaster that
Obi-Wan for
was
3 episodes,
using
and then
earlier.
like, yeah, that's my thing.
I thought it
Like
was the same blaster.
he's the moment he takes out the lightsaber is gonna be like the moment Kanan does it in Rebels for the first time. It's gonna have meaning to it. He's just not gonna like,
Yeah.
use it.
About
all
to
the
let
time.
everyone in on the secret.
Exactly. And
Calm down.
I don't. It's just. I just don't. While I loved the episode and I loved the moment that it gave us, Book of Boba Fett was Boba Fett for episodes 1 through 4, and then Mandalorian season 2 for episodes 5
Oh,
through
God.
7 or whatever.
So
Whatever
you
the
don't
number
want
was.
the Kenobi show to turn in to be all about the Mandalorian in episode 3
No,
to the rest
no,
of the series.
Oh,
no. No, I want it to be. I want it to be like I would love an episode or two just Obi-Wan and no other, and him dealing with his own stuff, and maybe talking to Qui-Gon or Yoda, or because there's a moment in the trailer where he's like, it's the voiceover. We lost. Stay hidden. So he's obviously talking to somebody.
Right.
Either that escaped Order 66, that's not Yoda, or he's talking to Yoda. I lean towards talking to somebody we haven't met yet,
Yeah.
who's trying to come
Yeah.
out of hiding, and he's like, no, this is what happened. Stay out of it.
Well, you also have to think about Obi-Wan's mission. I mean, if all of the surviving Jedi had gotten together to take down the Empire, Obi-Wan wouldn't have joined them because his mission
Right.
was to protect Luke. So
Right.
if that's, I mean, I'm extrapolating from what you just said. So if it's like a bunch of Jedi saying, "Look, we're going to go take down Vader and the Emperor," I still think he'd be, "No, I'm cool. I got to stay here and watch this kid."
It's what he tells Ezra, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Ezra goes, he's like, no.
Sorry, I got to babysit.
And I watched a little bit of A New Hope. Was it last Sunday? Because I was all jonesing about the trailer.
Mhm.
Obi-Wan doesn't decide to leave until he can take Luke with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
In A New Hope, I mean, there's not even. I mean, Luke says, "I can take you to Anchorhead, and you can get a transport from there." But Obi-Wan's like, "No. It's time. It's time for him to fulfill his destiny."
Right.
And so yeah, I think you're right about that.
What are your thoughts, Meg?
Oh, I really, I don't know. I'm trying to like not judge the show too hard before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I guess like going in without a ton of like expectations or even predictions
Yeah.
might make it easier to like enjoy it however it goes. I mean, I haven't yet like there hasn't been a Star Wars show on Disney Plus that I haven't like really liked.
Right.
You know, there are things about like different shows that I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this thing, but overall it's good. So like I'm never worried that like something's gonna happen and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But I don't know, like I didn't necessarily think we were going to get / want a show where he just stays on Tatooine the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
Well, and looking at this trailer, I don't think that happens.
Right. We're clearly going around. I just kind of like what they did with the Book of Boba Fett. I think it was the second episode where it's him with the Tuskens. Like maybe one episode where maybe it's the first episode where Obi-Wan's just kind of
Deals with
thinking
his
about
own
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then episodes, the last 5
right.
are going out and doing, what he
Yeah,
has
well,
to do.
clearly the first episode's gonna be a lot of setup. We got to set up what Obi-Wan's
Yeah.
been up to, what he's doing,
Right.
what his life's like.
Do you think we open up with episode 3?
If I have to see Order 66 again,
No, not Order 66. The ending. Like
where he drops off.
Obi-Wan
okay.
dropping off Luke, Vader, and Tarkin on the Death Star with the Emperor.
maybe. But just so you know, if I have to see Order 66 again, I'm rioting.
Oh no. Well, they could open with him like dropping him off on Tatooine, or that could be kind of like a flashback
Yeah.
thing, where he's like thinking of like remembering like the moment where like he showed up on Tatooine again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see it again.
If they show the moment where he first held Luke and Padme's voice makes any form of appearance,
Oh,
I will
no.
be dead on my floor.
You
I'm
know
not ready
when
for that.
when he and Vader fight, you're gonna get a flashback to the Mustafar.
No.
Before they start fighting, it's gonna be that conversation. And then maybe him burning on the side of the mountain.
I can't.
They're gonna bring it all back. I have a feeling.
I mean, they like to hurt us, so.
They do. That they do.
This guy right here says he wants an Ewok. That's what he wants in this show. He wants Ewoks.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
No Yoda. Yoda is bad. We don't like Yoda.
What else was there? What other news has happened? I've been out of the loop.
Well, there was the thing about. Well, there was the trailer. That was
Right.
kind of the big thing, and the EW
Yeah.
picks. There was a couple of, and I only know this because fanboys on YouTube get to pay their mortgage this month because
Oh god.
apparently Kathleen Kennedy said 2 sentences in some article and people lost their minds.
Oh god, what now?
I still haven't read the article, but wasn't it like really misinterpreted or something?
Oh,
Like she said something.
All she
Okay.
said was that like the original script seemed really dark, and so we had it rewritten to
make it more
a little
hopeful.
Okay.
People are like,
The first movie has been called A New Hope.
well, but people interpreted it as like the original scripts that were all dark were like the greatest thing ever, and she came in and ruined it by
course.
making it hopeful, and it was like
By being female and talking
Yep.
about
right, and I was
Yeah.
just like, this is such a gross misinterpretation of
Yeah.
what she said, and I'm like, but thank God she did, because now all these angry fanboys can make their YouTube videos and pay their
Yeah.
mortgage.
I swear to God, I'm going to start a YouTube channel where I just rant about Disney Star Wars. I won't believe a word of it, but I could make so much money.
So it was just sort of like, and it was like, and then there was one other thing. Like she mentioned, like maybe doing a season 2, but there would have to be a reason for it. And again, that makes total sense. Like,
Yeah.
you've set this up to be a
Limited
one-time
series.
deal.
Right.
If it's a
Yeah.
huge success, I'm sure there'll be a conversation about it. But if you want to see more Obi-Wan and more Vader, there's 6 other movies with those 7, if you count Rogue One with Vader. There's
Yep.
7 other movies and an animated series
And an
with
animated
those characters in them. So,
Yep.
it would have to be,
People are just never satisfied. We live in a time now where we're getting a continuation of that story with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. We got all 3 Spider-Men in the same movie. We got another Batman. We're getting Michael Keaton back in the, like, all this stuff is happening that we never thought would happen again, and people still have the audacity to be upset about it in some way, shape, or form. And it's like, dude, we could not have any of this.
Yeah.
Star Wars
Yep.
could have ended back in 2005, and it would be almost 20 years dead in 3 years. Which one do you want, you know?
Even with all the people complaining about how much stuff Grogu's on now, I'm like, it's Star Wars. It's specifically designed to sell merchandise, and I
Yep.
want it. She says she plays with her Millennium Falcon pop fidget.
right.
Oh
Dude,
my
this
god,
is
it's just so good.
still for this show, guys. It's working.
Yeah. Oh, did any of you see the videos that have come out about the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser?
Oh,
I've-
Star Cruiser. that has seen?
I've had a really busy week.
Only that they're not selling a lot of $5,000 tickets.
That's what I've also heard. I will say,
Yeah.
the thing I watched about the fight between Rey and Kylo, that looked pretty
Oh,
cool.
I saw that. That was actually
Mhm.
interesting
That looked
because there
cool.
was one part where he like puts his hand out and she like
Yeah,
slides across the floor.
Mhm.
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
The bar looked cool.
Mhm.
Look, I would go tomorrow. I just don't have $5,000 to blow on it for 2
Right.
days.
There are
know
so
what?
many other things I would rather spend that money on if I had it.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, where I think they messed up is making it so exclusive. Because I would like to just go to it, walk around,
Right.
and leave.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I don't have to
Right.
be in it. I don't have to do anything. I just want to go in, check it out, and that's it. I don't,
Hey,
because
Jason.
this is my thing.
We had
No,
a
go ahead,
continuation
Richard.
of Cruise News.
We saw the graphic for Cruise News.
No, I deleted the graphic for Cruise
Okay.
News.
Oh no. What I was gonna say was, it's like you're in this immersive experience, but at some point it's got to be annoying to the point where you just want to say, "Man, I just want to go get McDonald's."
Right.
Can
I
you
always-
leave and go get McDonald's and then get back, or are you in space and you can't because
Right. Like
I always want to go get McDonald's, but that's because I am a fat ass, and that is why.
I get like the appeal of having this like experience where you're fully immersed and you can't leave. I get it. I
Yeah.
get why to a lot of people that would be amazing. It sounds cool to me. But like if they made it so like you had the option of like doing the full experience or just going for like a day and checking things out, like I feel like that would be so much more accessible to people and you might make more money. I don't know.
I feel like it might evolve as time goes on.
I
Is the-
hope
Maybe.
so.
Yeah, I also think the price is going to come down as time goes on,
Like,
because it feels a little bit like Jurassic Park, where they have that conversation around the table, and they're talking about how much it was going to cost to go to Jurassic Park. Like,
we could have a coupon day.
Yeah, we have a coupon day or whatever it is. But like, yeah,
Which is funny because in the book, like in the movie, it's Hammond going, no, kids need to be able to come. In the book, he's like, yeah, well, at least the rich ones, because he's an ass in the book. But
right, but for this, I mean, and no offense, but for $5,000, you don't get Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, running around
Right.
as Rey and Kylo. You get probably two very good local college students, if they're anything like when I was in Orlando. But
Right.
It's an immersive experience, but it's I don't know, it's like I'm a huge I don't think I need to prove my Star Wars bona fides or anything here, but
do you make laser eye videos?
I don't, so I'm not a true fan. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't do that for $5,000. Yes, I would love to go into the Galactic Cruiser and look around and and all that sort of stuff. I would even stay there, but not for $5,000. Like, and like I don't know what. I mean, do you get like free tickets to the park and everything too? Because I know you get to go to the park, and I know you get like.
I think a day at Galaxy's Edge is included.
Yeah. So okay. So you stay there 2 nights. Your day of Galaxy's. Was it Galaxy's Edge or just the Hollywood Studios? Like, could I go?
I think it's just Batuu.
Could I? So I can't. So for $5,000, I can't get on the Slinky Dog ride.
No.
Yeah, but they do make sure that you get on Rise of the Resistance. And
That
stuff
yes.
My niece and nephew got to ride both of those twice. Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance twice.
Nice.
Because
got lucky.
They stayed there and they got there right at 7 o'clock, so they went right on to Rise of the Resistance. But before they left, my sister had done the app or whatever, and got a scheduled ride for noon. So when they got off, they were both kind of scared. And my sister was like, "I don't care, you guys are going back at noon." So it's like, oh my god.
Your nephew was also trying to let all the stormtroopers know he was with them.
Yeah, he was trying to defect the second time he was there in his Darth Vader outfit.
That's amazing.
He was like, "I'm with them." He kept saying, "I'm with them," because he's in his Darth Vader outfit.
That's the best.
I didn't get a chance to because he was asleep when he got back. But my sister was telling me, she's like, when you get a chance, ask Bowen, that's his name. Ask Bowen about Rise of the Resistance. He'll tell you every beat of it. He'll tell you all about, And then we were in the room, and Kylo Ren looked at us, and we went to the other room, and then the lightsaber came through the ceiling, and then and it gets to the end, and it's like, and then we were safe. Because apparently they say at the end, you have reached safety or whatever. And
Yeah.
It was like, and then we were safe.
And then we were safe.
We should. Can we get him on the podcast? Can we have him start doing reviews for us? I feel like
Yeah, just a Bowen recap.
There'll be a lot of booty butt. He likes to say that a lot. So.
someone let this happen because
Oh no.
it's the
Because
best.
he's at the age where he thinks both of those words are very funny, so he
Oh.
uses them a
Both
lot.
of those words are very funny.
Listen, it will always be a funny word.
Yeah. So
Always.
That's the good thing about this podcast is all of us have that 12-year-old in us.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
hey, speak for yourself. I think I'm 10.
That was I did I do like an online play development thing, and there'll be some that'll be like one of them involves where somebody had to say the word dildo repeatedly, and I'm like, sorry, I have just discovered I'm 12 and I cannot.
Oh my god. What else
What else
do
is on
we
my list
have?
here?
Oh yeah, David Lindelof might be writing a Star Wars. So that
Why is it always white men?
What did he do recently?
He did look. I was excited that Damon Lindelof, who executive produced Watchmen, was going to write a Star Wars, and then I remember he's also the same David Lindelof that co-wrote Star Trek Into Darkness and the last episode of Lost, and then I wasn't so excited.
Oh, no.
I
So
want.
it depends on which Damon Lindelof we're getting. If it's the guy that ran Leftovers and The Watchmen, super excited. If it's the other guy, maybe not so much.
I want Bryce Dallas Howard
Yeah.
to get a
Someone
movie.
give Bryce Dallas Howard a Star Wars, please. I am no longer asking.
Right?
I
That's
think she's done some of. Her and Deborah Chow have done in my opinion, the best episodes of both shows.
Yeah, they have.
Deborah Chow?
Bryce Dallas Howard is consistent. I mean, every one of hers was fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
so.
Woman who did the second episode of Boba Fett, The Tribes of Tatooine. Don't remember her name.
Steph Green,
Yes.
That one. Give that woman more Star Wars.
Yes.
she was great.
Mm-hmm.
I only cried like 4 times. It's fine.
Such a good episode.
It was.
So good.
Yeah, but I don't remember. I think that's all the details on it. I don't think there is. Like, the article I read just said that, and then like mentioned everything else he wrote, and I was like, okay.
I'm just treating all of these like rumors and whatnot as pure fiction until I see a trailer attached to the project. Because in my opinion, did not believe Obi-Wan until the other day when I saw the trailer. I was
I
like,
think
no,
kinda,
you're
yeah.
lying. I was like, you're lying. And I was like, oh, okay, they're actually doing it.
I mean, I believe that Andor is a real thing because I saw the set photos, but
Right.
Yeah.
also because I think they know that if they canceled it, the Rogue One fans are intense, and
I think they're just worried about you, Rachel. I think they're just worried about you personally.
Oh, okay.
There's like 4 of us. Thank you. 4.
Since I wasn't here for this, okay, can we talk about how stupid it is that they announced the Kenobi release date the same day the Book of Boba Fett finale aired? I'm still really upset about this.
Oh, did it? Was that the same day?
It was the same day.
Oh, I didn't know
I didn't
that.
even realize that.
It was like the finale aired that morning, and then like I don't know, 6 hours later, they're like, "Oh, hey, here's when the Kenobi show is dropping." Like,
Oh, I do remember that.
I think
Yeah,
that
I remember
that,
that.
was a weird day on Twitter. That
it really was.
I'm gonna quasi defend that just a hair,
Okay.
only so that just for people to like, hey, the next Star Wars show is coming in May. Like that's I know this one's over, but the next one's coming in May. But that's as far as I'll defend it. I mean,
I would have.
You
done
couldn't
it the day
even have
after.
waited like 24 hours.
Yeah, I
the
would've done it the day
same
after.
day. Don't get it.
yeah, I kind of, I don't know. Again, I know I am not even remotely involved in the marketing for Kenobi, but I kind of feel like of the shows, at least the Star Wars shows that they've done, this kind of is the biggest, and I feel like maybe has the biggest built-in audience.
Yeah.
So I would hope that they are I don't know, aware of that and careful with that. Because like you were saying, they put out the photos, and then the later that day was the trailer, and I kind of feel like, again, like wait a week, wait 2 weeks,
Right.
wait till there's kind of nothing.
We'll be
going
fighting
on.
over crumbs still.
I mean, I understand they probably didn't want to step on the toes of Moon Knight, and that comes out on the 30th, but that still gives you 2 weeks. You could have done. I mean, they could have dropped it today, a week after,
and those are
still 2 weeks to Moon Knight and
audiences too.
Yeah. The thing with I guess like Star Wars, let's just say Star Wars news in general has always been like this, or it's been like this for a while, where there's no Star Wars news, like no big news for like 3 weeks, and then like 6 things happen in 1 week.
Yeah.
That happens every time, and I've stopped trying to understand it, I guess, because
I don't get Star Wars marketing.
You could release things one at a time, and instead it has to be everything at once. I don't like. What is the benefit of that? I don't know.
I don't know, but if it wasn't working, I don't think they'd do it. I mean,
it's not even. It's just that combined with the over the top secrecy that you don't need.
Yeah,
like that's why Marvel is so successful with their marketing, because they sprinkle things out, and they're just like, hey, you don't have to speculate if that was Blade at the end of Eternals. It was Blade. We'll tell you. You know?
Or, it would be nice if somebody told us what was going on.
Like, I hate all this, oh, we don't want to tell you because you're not going to ruin anything by telling me an actor is in a show.
Right. Well, also, like they're doing this thing with like not telling us when shows are coming out, like Bad Batch season 2. It's apparently happening at some point this year, but like when?
Right. It's very timid.
Like we have Kenobi that's gonna run into June, and then maybe something in August. Like where does the Bad Batch happen? And like what is the benefit of not announcing the release date? Like to me,
if something happened where they have to fix something, or I don't know.
I think to be really cynical about it, I think a lot of these are business decisions and not creative decisions.
Right.
Because the day that the Kenobi trailer came out was also, I think, it was one of the Disney investor calls.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know, like maybe to try and say, hey, look what we got. If you want to get excited about it. I mean, and they put out the Kenobi trailer. And so I think
we're going to have more Bad Batch news at Celebration, which you'd think it'd be the big live action stuff. But
well, they don't have Clone Wars. I mean, the last Celebration they had a big Clone Wars panel. They don't have that this time, so maybe it'll be a Bad Batch panel.
Cool.
So
they should have the Acolyte and Andor.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is you I mean, maybe they're saving the announcement of Bad Batch for Celebration, but that's still 2 months away.
I don't get their timing. I really don't get their timing.
Like I'm trying to. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, just to try and speculate, because usually have one big panel every day. So there definitely will be a Kenobi panel. There'll be an Andor panel, I'm guessing.
Right.
And there probably will be a Bad Batch panel. But you also want to be able to announce some new stuff. You want to make some news at it, other than just,
Friday and Saturday are the big days.
Yeah, and so those that'll probably be Andor and Kenobi.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they don't have a Kenobi panel. I can't imagine that they wouldn't.
But I just don't understand the timing with all this, because at the beginning of the year, I would roll out the slate for 2022.
Yep.
And then you follow that track and you market based off that track. So if it's if Kenobi's the first thing, start marketing Kenobi stuff. Action figures, shirts, whatever the case may be. If Bad Batch is after that, like near the end of Kenobi, start slowly rolling out the Bad Batch. But they don't do it. It's like you get all this stuff after the fact. And by that time, it's like, okay, I'm kind of over it by now. I don't know.
Okay. I'm thinking about this now, and I'm asking because I'm very behind and I don't know for sure. In terms of like marketing and like announcing release dates, how does Marvel do it with their shows? Like, different, or do they do the same thing? Because if they did kind of the same thing, I guess I could forgive it a little bit more because it's all
Yeah.
just the same
Well,
thing.
Moon Knight's supposed to come out, and it's 2 weeks from today. And
Uh-huh.
yesterday they dropped the first trailer and announced the date for Miss Marvel, which is sort of the next big one.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing I've
And-
noticed with Marvel so far, they will announce if a show is either getting a new season or if the character will appear again. They're always doing that at the end of their shows.
Okay.
As like a post-credit scene. They did it with Loki. They did it with Falcon and Winter Soldier. They did it with,
Yeah.
honestly, I think WandaVision too. And they're very good with just telling you, hey, this is when this is coming out in terms of the year, not like day and month, but
Right.
like
Yeah,
for
because they
the
pushed it, but they just put, I mean,
they had to push release dates because of
they pushed release
Right.
dates back, but
Right.
yeah, because originally I think Multiverse of Madness was supposed to come out in March, and they pushed it back to May.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if
I'm excited for that, but I don't think I'm going to understand a thing. So
It'll be nuts.
I
It'll be great.
think Marvel, when Hawkeye was wrapping up, I think
They dropped
they-
Moon Knight.
did they announce the date for Moon Knight?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Like they seem to be doing the thing till end of this series. Here's the next one, or here's the release date of the next one. End of that one. Here's the next one. And they did it at the investors.
Yeah, they actually had a
Or
presentation
Disney
at
Plus
Investors
Day. That they gave you the entire slate of Disney Plus stuff for everybody, and then for Star Wars, it was leaked the day before the Kenobi concept art, and then you had to be a Disney Plus subscriber to view the little sizzle reel.
Oh, right.
So if you didn't have it yet, it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you market to customers you already have instead of marketing to people who don't have your product yet to get them to buy your product?
Well, I mean, isn't
Look,
that? I mean,
I
isn't
don't-
that
it
the
doesn't make any
goal?
sense.
The goal is to get new subscribers.
Right.
You know.
Okay,
If,
so
if you already have Disney Plus, you're going to keep Disney Plus.
right. So, but if they're saying like you have to have Disney Plus to see the sizzle reel, would that immediately get people to subscribe so that they could watch it? I mean,
I don't
Probably
know if
not,
there's
but-
enough people that don't already have Disney Plus that would
Right.
do that.
Or
And
people that would
leaks
just put it
off
on
of
YouTube.
Disney Plus is the thing.
right.
Well, you do have people that they want to watch the Falcon and Winter Soldier, then they cancel their subscription, and so you have
Yeah.
to give them a reason to come back.
Right.
What's it
But they
like
might come
to
back for an
have
Obi-Wan show.
What's it like to have enough executive function that you can remember to do that?
No,
Right.
the only time I remember that I'm subscribed to some things is when I get like a PayPal notice, and I'm like, $40 for what?
I've tried so many
Oh.
times to then email the company, be like, "Hey, I canceled this. You guys charged me by mistake." Never.
I
Hey,
almost
I
got-
get refunds because apparently I look like a dumbass who doesn't.
I almost did myself terribly. I had an MLB membership back when I lived in Chicago, and I kept forgetting to cancel the renewal. So like every March, I'd get hit with like $75 and it would just go up exponentially. But because there was like that little strike and they weren't going to start when they usually do, I get an email from them saying, "Don't worry, your automatic renewal will go through on this date." And I like scoured the email. I'm like, "Where's the unsubscribe?" So, I think I'm
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Because I forgot because I paid attention to baseball when I lived in Chicago, but since I've moved here,
Right.
because it's not a big thing in Richmond, I don't pay attention to baseball.
Right.
So yeah, for
Yeah.
like the last 3 years, I've been getting hit with MLB Network fees.
Oh man.
I don't even know, but I gotta run. I've had
Yeah.
a meeting.
I gotta run too. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, we'll be doing these every other week. We'll promise we'll get back on track with scheduling, and all that good stuff. So thank you, and until next time, may the force be with you, always.